Today, we're going to dive into a story from Hindu mythology that, on the surface, seems pretty simple. It's just this charming tale about some friends sharing a meal. But if you look a little closer, you'll find a really profound lesson about joy, creativity, and, well, the true nature of miracles. And that brings us to the big question for today's explainer. Can a simple story actually hold a deep truth? Let's kind of keep that question in mind as we start to peel back the layers of this beautiful little tale. Okay, so first things first, let's just hear the story. It's short and sweet, but trust me, every single detail is important. So I want you to picture this, right? It's a bright, sunny afternoon, probably filled with laughter and games. You've got Krishna, who is this divine being, just playing with his best friends, the gopis, and they're all just totally lost in the fun of the moment. So in the middle of all this playing, the gopis get this simple, almost childlike craving. It's not some huge, grand request. They just really want some curd rice. And so they turn to their friend, Krishna, and they tell him what they want, but also, what's stopping them. In Krishna's reaction, it's just instant warmth. There's absolutely no hesitation, no doubt about whether it's even possible. He just smiles. And that smile basically says, "Don't you worry about a thing." And his words are just as simple and direct as their request was. "Don't worry, I will bring it." It's a promise, it's a gesture of pure friendship, and it totally sets the stage for a small but pretty wonderful miracle. Now, to really get what happens next, we need to zoom in a little bit on the relationship between these characters, because this is so much more than just a group of friends hanging out. So here's the dynamic, okay? On one hand, you have Krishna. He's not just some kid, he's seen as the embodiment of divine joy and compassion. And then you have the gopis. They aren't just his playmates. They represent this pure, selfless kind of love, like the soul's deep desire to connect with something divine. Their friendship is really a metaphor for that beautiful spiritual bond. So this special relationship is what sets the stage for the main event of the story. This moment of simple, creative magic that really shows us who Krishna is. So how does he keep his promise? Well, first, he fills a pot with delicious curd rice. But here's the twist, the part I love. Instead of just carrying it with his hands, he lifts the whole thing up with his flute. And from there, he serves everyone. I mean, what a creative and totally unexpected solution, right? And you've got to think about the symbolism here. Krishna's flute is legendary for creating the most enchanting music. It's literally an instrument of joy. But in this moment, it gets transformed into a tool for service, to feed his friends. It's this perfect illustration of how our greatest talents can also be our greatest instruments for kindness. So we have the story. We have this little miracle. But what's the big idea here? What does it all really mean? Let's unpack the core themes that are kind of hidden inside this tale. This whole story is a perfect example of this concept called Leela, or divine play. The idea here is that the actions of the divine aren't hard work or a big chore, but they're joyful, creative, playful expressions. So Krishna feeding his friends isn't a task for him, it's a game. It's an effortless act of love that he does with grace and a smile. It's amazing, isn't it? This one simple action contains a whole universe of meaning. You see compassion in action, you see the pure joy of sharing, the power of thinking outside the box. It celebrates friendship, and most importantly, it shows us that divine love is often found in the simplest, smallest gestures. And that right there gets to the core message. We tend to look for miracles in these huge, earth-shattering events. But this story is a beautiful reminder that the truest miracles, the ones that really touch our hearts, are often just the small, simple acts of kindness we share with each other every day. So this is an ancient story. How can we possibly bring the essence of it into our own lives right here, right now? What's the lesson for us today? The takeaway here is actually pretty powerful, especially for us. In a world that often feels like it's all about obligation and just getting things done, this story offers a totally different way of looking at things. It teaches us that helping other people isn't just another item on your to-do list. It can actually be a source of incredible joy. It's our own chance to engage in Leela, to find that divine play by turning surface into a celebration. And that brings me to the final thought I want to leave you with. Krishna used his flute. But we all have our own unique tools, right? Our talents, our skills, the resources we have. So the question for you is this. How can you use your own unique gifts, your own personal flute, to lift someone up and share a small, simple joy today?